All right. Welcome to the Tuesday night online marketing system call. My name is June Collier. I am your host. And tonight we're going to be trying something different tonight. I actually had an opportunity to do something earlier today, and we actually signed a person up. And so, what I want to do is I want to share that with you. I've been talking on my Sunday night calls about standing up and about doing presentations. So, what I want to do tonight is I want to really kind of dig in deep and talk about these presentations and actually getting these presentations set up. So let's do this real quick. I had a gentleman who asked me to do a presentation to his group off the cuff. And we use the tool. Many of you may be familiar with this tool. I'm going to recommend that you actually go register for Zoom. Zoom is a great tool. I'm going to share with you tonight why I think it's a great tool. Let's take a look at the plans and the pricing for Zoom. You can actually sign up for Zoom for free. You can have up to 100 participants in your Zoom meeting, and you can have 40 minutes of limit time on that group meeting. So what that basically means is when you schedule a meeting, you have to start and be done with the meeting within 40 minutes. And that's the limitation of the free version. Then you have some paid versions that's $14 a month, which gives you unlimited meeting duration for all meeting sizes. So if you're just starting out, get the free version. It will be more than enough for what you need it for. Tonight, what I want to do is I want to talk about, since we're talking about online marketing, I want to talk about this tool because it helps me connect with a lot of the people that I have in my business that are in other states and far away from me. And this tool is great for training as well, when I do one-on-one training or when I do group training. And today, Mr. Gregory Napier asked me to do a Zoom meeting, and then he invited a whole bunch of people to the Zoom meeting. They were able to log in from their phone because we did it during lunchtime. So they were able to log in from their phone, sit at their desk, put their headset on, and I did a business presentation that was about 15, 20 minutes. So I want to just kind of share this tool with you. Some of you may be aware of it. I'm going to share the tool itself, and then I'm also going to share some of the things that you can actually do with this tool. Now, there's some advanced features that I'm not going to go into tonight. You can actually do a presentation and host that presentation live on Facebook. That does require an advanced tool or advanced feature. And that feature is, I think, $30-something on a monthly basis, in addition to the cost that you see here. So I'm not going to go through that tonight, but what I do want to do is I want to talk about the free version and maybe even the pro or business version if you choose to go that route. So let's take a look at Zoom. I'm logged in. The nice thing about Zoom is you can host an instant meeting or you can schedule a meeting, right? And you can go here and actually join a meeting. So the first thing that I'm going to do, it is 9:05. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and schedule a meeting. This is what I did earlier. So scheduling a meeting lets me schedule a meeting in advance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my topic, and my topic for my meeting will be OMS Zoom demo. Okay. And then you can put in a description here, OMS Zoom demo for my econ associates. So we'll leave it like that. All right. Now, today is the 8th. I'm going to roll this out. Let's take a look and see what time we're going to do this. Let's just choose 9:30. I'd like to do 9:15, but it doesn't allow me to do it that way. So we're going to just choose 9:30, and then I can choose the duration of the meeting itself. Now, if I want this to be a recurring meeting, I can set it up recurring, and I can say that this recurs and repeats on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, whatever I want to set up here. We're just going to do this for a one-time show. We do not require registration, but if you want to capture leads, let's just say you want to find out who's coming to your meeting, you could click on the registration and make it required. One thing that you have to know is that anytime you start asking people for their information, a lot of times it will minimize the number of people that actually show up. So I'm just going to leave this unchecked here for a moment. The other thing says video. I'm going to turn the video on for me and for my participant because, again, I like to see who's there. So I'm going to turn that on. Audio. I'm giving them the opportunity to dial in with their phone or dial in with their computer using voice over IP. So I'm going to click on both. Required meeting password. Now, if I was doing this and I wanted to limit the people who were able to get in on this, I would set a meeting password, but I'm not going to do that here. Enable join before host. What that basically means is that they can join the meeting and sit in the meeting and talk with one another, even if I don't get there on time. Mute participants upon entry. Man, I wish I had that on join me. That allows you to mute the participants so you don't get a lot of that background noise. Use personal meeting ID. I'm not going to do that. And then it says record the meeting automatically. Now, my feature, the paid feature that I have, allows me to actually record the meeting. And that may be something that you want to do. In this case, I'm going to just leave it as is. And then if I want to have other hosts, so for example, let's just say I've got 2 or 3 leaders that are going to be on the call and we are going to co-host the meeting. I can actually put in their email addresses so that they will get a special invitation that will allow them to be host of the meeting, and they can share their screen. They can do a lot of things as a host. Right now, I'm the only host of this meeting. I'm going to go ahead and click save. Once I click save, you'll see that it has all of the information here. Now, one of the things that I like to do, you guys know that I'm a big fan of Google. This is my meeting ID, 250-838-257. We're going to be looking at that here very shortly. One of the things that I love to do, because I love Google, is I want to add this to my Google Calendar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click this, and I'm going to go over to my Google Calendar. It's going to open up my Google Calendar. And I hope I didn't do this. Let's see here. Go right here, log in. I had this issue earlier. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We are signing into this account. And let's go to okay. Bear with me 1 second here. Okay. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to go to my Google Calendar. It's going to open up in my Google Calendar. So here's what you're going to see. You're going to see that it has the name of the meeting, OMS Zoom demo. In the where, it has the link to the meeting, right? We are not doing a video call, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. And it has on my calendar, and it says June Collier is inviting you to a scheduled Zoom meeting. And then it has all of this instruction here. Now, the reason why I like this is because now I can invite my guests. So I can go in and invite all of my guests to this particular meeting. And then they will get the same meeting in their email. They'll get an email with this meeting. And so once I do that, I can click save, and I can invite all of my guests. And now everyone gets the invitation, and it'll show up in the calendar here. You'll see this little blue OMS here. It shows up in my calendar so that I can attend that particular meeting. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to show you how people who are on the go can have access and can watch the meeting just as well as people who are in front of their computer. So I'm going to open this up real quick here. And this number right here, this 250-838-257, that is our meeting ID number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this down. I'm going to write this number down, 250-838-257. So that's our meeting number. All right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and log into that Zoom meeting and go ahead and get it started. So I'm just going to go to that Zoom meeting. We're going to go ahead and launch the meeting and start. So we're going to open up the launcher. All right. And so you guys can see there I am in the Zoom meeting here. And we can do this through audio and all that good stuff. So I'm good here. And so what you'll see is you'll actually see, you'll see my screen. I can share my screen. You'll see that I've got one participant that's here. And so that's my Zoom. My meeting is going on. If I want to click record, I can click record here. All right. So what I want to do is I'm just going to minimize this real quick. We'll come back to that. The next thing I want to do is I want to show you what happens on the other end when somebody has a phone. Okay, so bear with me real quick. I'm going to pull up my phone. I hope this works. Let's see here. All right, you guys know I always like to share my phone screen. So I'm going to show you how I do this on my phone. And let's see if it allows me to do this on my phone here. We got a guest on Zoom. All right. Good stuff. So here's what we're going to do this again. I'm going to try to cast this so that you can see my phone. Because remember, what we're going to be doing is we're going to have people who are watching our Zoom from their phones. Okay. So let's see if it will allow me to do it. Oh, there we go. And then all right. Let's see. All right. So you guys can see my phone. I'm going to exit out just real quick here. Here's what I'm going to on the phone, you got to go to my Zoom app on the phone. So it's your guest is down Zoom app to their phone. It's an app. So let's go find the Zoom app on the phone. And what you're going to see is that in the bottom the app says join meeting. So we're going to click on join meeting. And you'll for the meeting ID. So that was the 9-digit number that I copied earlier. So I'm going to type that in, 250-838-257. And then once I do that, I'm going to click on Join Meeting. So we're going to click on Join Meeting. And now my phone is actually connecting. So it says, please allow Zoom access permission. I'm going to click on Got It. I'm going to allow Zoom to do a couple of things here. And now we can see Mr. Marcus. He's right there. We can see me down here in the corner. And what we're looking at right now is we're just looking at the Zoom meeting. Okay, and you could have several people. Like if there were other people that joined this meeting, there would be several more live video screens of these individuals that have joined. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my Zoom account here. Let's see if it's going to let me do that. Let's see, where is it? Bear with me one quick second because I'm recording a recording, and I don't know if this is going to let me do what I want to do. I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to show myself actually sharing my screen, and somehow, because I logged into my phone is now the device that allows me to share. If I click on share, I can share my screen here. Okay, let's do this since and we're all on Zoom. So what this is going to do is if I share my screen, I can go to my econ, and I can do a business presentation from my econ. All right. So here's my business presentation. What I'm going to do is pull up one of the documents. I'm going to go into my document section here, and let's go down here to the presentation. Let's see. Boom. We'll click on this presentation. And now the My Econ presentation is is in the Zoom meeting. And so now I can go through and I can begin to play the PowerPoint presentation. And I've got people that are sitting at their desk all over the country, and I'm now speaking to them about My Econ, and they're watching this from their phone. So I talk about My Econ, the company. It is a 12-year-old company, debt-free, technology-driven, based in Atlanta, Georgia. But one of the most important things is the next point. We have helped our associates cash flow over $400 million. My Econ is all about personal financial success. Now, I'm not going to go into the presentation, but what we did today was we had all of the guests load up Zoom on their phone. They downloaded the Zoom app, and then I gave them the code to log into the room, the meeting room. And then I did the presentation. But I also had Mr. Gregory Napier, who was hosting the call. So he had an opportunity to welcome the guests because these were all of his people. So he welcomed them to the call. He introduced me as the speaker, and then he allowed me to go through the presentation. I took about 15 minutes to go through the presentation. When the presentation was over, I gave the call back to Mr. Napier. He was on Zoom with me, and then we took questions. We had individuals that typed in their questions. We had individuals that were asking questions. And at the end of the day, we signed up one new person today using this particular tool. So why do I think this tool is so important, and why am I sharing this with you? Let me come out of this just for a second here. We're going to come out of this presentation mode here. Let me come off of that presentation mode, And then I'm going to just kind of talk to you guys about why that's so important. I'm going to disconnect here. So we have disconnected. All right. And then I'm going to turn Zoom off. I don't need Zoom anymore. So let me turn Zoom off. Give me one quick second. All right, Mr. Marcus, I'm about to leave Zoom. Take care. We'll see you soon. All right, so we just left the Zoom meeting. All right, and let me close out here. We'll close Zoom out. Now, your Zoom is not going to be as funny as this one was because I was logging in two places, and so it looked kind of weird with me logging in two places. We're going to log out on this one here. It gets a little weird when you are recording a recording. So we're going to quit Zoom here. End meeting for all. Boom. There we go. All right. So why was that so important? Here's why that was so important. Because now people are busy. A lot of times they don't want to attend a meeting on the weekends, or maybe they don't want to attend a meeting at 9:00 at night when we have our meetings at 9:00 at night. And these are people that you're going to lunch with. These are people that you're just kind of hanging out with. This is a way that you can do a three-way call with your upline. So what you do is you say, hey, you got your buddy. You say, listen, I'm going to pay for lunch, but I want you to attend a webinar while we're at lunch. And you just bring your cell phone. You don't have to bring any special equipment. Pull out your cell phone, have them get on Zoom, download Zoom to their cell phone. And when you get there to do your lunch, you have them put in their headset, plug in their headphones, and they sit there and they watch the presentation while you eat lunch. And let your upline do the three-way presentation for you, okay? Any questions that come up, they can ask the questions after the presentation is over with. The nice thing is, as you saw, we got a chance to see Mr. Marcus Curry. We saw him face-to-face. I saw his ceiling fan running. I saw he had a white T-shirt on. And so we had an opportunity to look each other in the face-to-face. That's the nice thing about Zoom, is that you can see people face-to-face and you can start building relationships that way. It is very difficult, and I tell you this because a majority of my team are all over the country. And so it's very difficult to build that bond with people by just sending emails or just talking on the phone. And so by having Zoom, now with Zoom, not only can I see your face, but when I get ready to share something with you, it's as if you're looking over my shoulders as I'm sharing my computer screen with you. So Zoom is a very, very important tool for you to be using in your My Econ business. Again, it is a extremely easy tool for you to use. If you want to host a meeting with video on, I always love doing that. You don't have to schedule meetings. You can just say, hey, look, I need to do a meeting right now. And if I'm just going to host a meeting, I would just come here to host a meeting with video on. I love with video on. Maybe you don't want them to see you. You can do the screen share only, where they can only see your screen. I love doing video, so we're going to click on with video on. And I'm just going to do this one more time so you guys can see exactly how easy it is. And since Mr. Marcus has Zoom on his computer, I'm going to have him join me again. And so this time you will see that the meeting ID is 499-588-1751. So Mr. Marcus and anybody else that has Zoom, if you will join me, that will be great because you'll get a chance to see how this works. Again, the meeting ID is 499-588-1751. 588 175 499 588 175. And so while we're waiting on some people to actually join, you can see down here, you can invite people to the meeting. You can see how many people are in your room. You'll see managed participants down here. And then down here, you can actually share a screen. So I'm going to click on share screen, and it tells me what I want to share. So if I just want to share my desktop, there we go. I just got a ring that someone just joined. If I want to just share, if I want to share everything on my desktop, I can do that. I can share certain applications as well. So let's go back and let's see. We down here, we got 3 participants. Let's see who we got here in the room. Let me close this out. All right, we got Michael right there. What's going on, Mike? We got Mr. Marcus Curry. We have Miss Darlene Williams that just joined us. So see, this works extremely well because you can build relationships with individuals because you can see them. You can see the expression on their face. And then as they are communicating, and they can speak as well, they can talk on the Zoom. So we now have sort of a room where we're just talking and chit-chatting with one another. This is a better way of building relationships with your teams, especially if they're all across the United States. Makes it a lot easier. And then if I was training these 4, I would then say, okay, guys, I want to share my screen with you. I would go down here, click share screen. I'm now going to share my desktop. And now what they're going to see is they're going to see everything that's on my screen. So if I go here to Facebook, they're looking at everything that's on my screen, okay? And then you'll notice that what happens is they end up going over here on the right-hand side. So I still can see their face while I'm still showing them what's on my screen. So if I'm showing them something here on Facebook, they can see everything that's going on in Facebook, as well as we can see each other. So if they're trying to get my attention, they want to say something, they can wave. Y'all wave for me. There we go. And they can get my attention. All right. And so this makes it very, very fun. I know that Miss Angela Williams out of Chicago, she's an Infinity out of Chicago. This is how she builds with her team. And she'll have 50 people on here. And ladies and gentlemen, you know, we just got 4 people here, but you could have 50 people on the screen. And this is what we used when I was in corporate America. This is how we were able to communicate and stay in touch with the individuals in corporate America. Now, it looks like everybody is at home on their computer. Maybe Darlene is on the phone. I think she might be on her phone. But the power of this is that it's mobile. And you can take it, and Zoom works so well. It's really, really awesome. Darlene, are you on your phone? Give me a thumbs up if you're on your phone. Darlene doesn't want to show her face. So this is, oh, Marcus, you're on your phone. Okay, so Marcus gave me a thumbs up. So this looks extremely well even on the phone. So you take the phone, Michael's on his phone. Okay, great. So what you can do is you can take the phone, and the camera on your phone actually shows your face. All right. And so I thought that tonight would be extremely important for me to share with you how we are starting to get people to sign up into the business. If you are struggling, if you're new, you're not sure about doing the presentation, get with your upline, get with someone, and start using Zoom. Zoom is a great feature, 40 minutes for free. If you're brand new in the business and it's just you and somebody else, get on Zoom and do a 40-minute meeting. That's long enough for you to cover how to do the W-4. That's long enough for you to train on how to do the Schedule C. That's long enough for you to train on, business tax deductions. So get your teams in motion by doing some training using a tool like this, and then everybody gets a chance to know each other. They get a chance to see each other. So what are some other things that we can do here on Zoom? I can actually give remote control to other people. right? So I'm going to give remote control to Mr. Michael Wright. And what that means is that now Michael can actually control my screen. Okay. So I'm no longer, running the screen. He could actually take control. Um, I think I sent it to him. He may not have accepted it yet, but it says Michael is controlling your screen. So, Michael, why don't you go and click on the web browser and let's go to Google. Type in Google in the search bar. You can move that out the way if that's in your way. Just click on that and just drag it over. So while Michael's kind of playing around with that, here's the benefit of that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take back over. There we go. I'm gonna take back over, Michael. One quick second. Let me move this out of the way. I thought I could move it out of the way. Maybe I can't move it out of the way because Michael has control. So Michael can type in Google and have control over my computer. Now, why is that important? Because if you're training, sometimes what you want to do is you want your team to actually do the activity. You want them to do it. Don't worry about it, Michael. Oh, there you go. There you go. See, guys, I'm not doing this. Michael is doing all of this from his phone or his wherever he's at. And I forgot he's on his phone, so it's probably a little bit more difficult to control my computer from a phone. But he just typed in google.com, and now we're going to go to Google, and I did not do that. So Michael has full control over my computer. So that's something that you want. It's something that you want to share with your team, get them involved. So now that I want to take my computer back, I'm just going to click on I'm going to click on remote control again, and I'm going to stop remote control. So now I want my computer back. I don't want Michael on my computer no more. Okay. So I'll be able to take my computer back. So there's a lot of things that you can do. There's an annotate here. If I click on annotate, you see that we can draw. So I can draw a circle around Google if I'm doing training with my team and I'm showing them something specific that I want them to take a look at. There is an eraser here. Let me see if the eraser works. So now I can erase that, right? I got text. So if I want to type in text, I can type text here, or TXT, right? If I want to have a mouse here, I'm back on my mouse, select an area. I can select my text and move it around. If I want to spotlight an area, we can use our spotlight, and you'll see where my mouse has that little red little thing on it. Okay. And I'm just going to erase everything and clear everything out. We'll undo our, all right. And we'll leave that as is. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot that you can do with Zoom. I strongly advise that you actually use this tool. I didn't realize how well it was going to work today. And what we're going to start doing, that I'm going to start doing with my team and my leaders, is we're going to start having lunch meetings where at 12 o'clock or at 1 o'clock, we happen to do this one at 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, you're inviting people to, hey, download Zoom to your phone, plug in your earpiece, put in this code, this 9-digit code, and we're going to, for the next 15 minutes, we're going to go over the business presentation. So, when you go out to lunch with your coworkers, take them out to lunch, plug in, and then have somebody do a Zoom presentation and say, hey, I want you to watch this presentation. I'll pay for lunch if you watch the presentation, right? And then let your sponsor do the presentation. And if we start doing this all over my econ, we'll see a lot of people that will start having success with people signing up into their business. I didn't realize how powerful it was going to be until we signed somebody up today off of Zoom. So that's all I got for you guys. I'm going to cut this video tonight pretty short. What I want to do, though, is I want to open up the call for any Q&A. So let me do this. If you got a question, you can type in a question. And let's do this. I'm going to unmute the. All right. If you have a question, now is your time to ask your question.
How you doing?
Or a comment.
Can you hear me?
Comment will be fine as well. All right.
That was great training, Joe.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, let's do this then. I didn't have anybody having any questions, so I guess this was pretty straightforward. Definitely use this tool. That's all I can say is definitely get on this tool, start using the tool, get together with your team. This is a team effort with this particular tool. You can have multiple people on the call. If you're trying to learn the presentation, get 2 people on the call and you do the first part of the presentation and they do the second part of the presentation. Somebody asked me, am I on the paid version? Yes, I am. I am on the paid version. I am using, let me see, let me go back to Zoom. I'm using the version that is, I think I'm on the business version. I'm on the business version, which is $19.99 a month. Okay. So for $19.99 a month, you can be on the business version and you can get unlimited, you get 100 participants. You can get dedicated phone support, a vanity URL. You just get a whole bunch of stuff, right? And then I was trying to figure out how people, June, let me see what this question is. June, I called you today. Call me when you get a chance. All right. All I see is viewer number 8. So viewer number 8, I don't know who that is. So you're going to have to type in your name. Yes, I am on the paid version, but you don't have to have the paid version. You can start off with the free version, and if it starts working for you really well, then I would suggest that you do get the paid version. Mr. Wallace. Yes, sir. I'll definitely give you a call. Let's scroll down here. We got, they actually have some other features that you can add to your Zoom. You'll have to call tech support. One of the things that Zoom will allow you to do, but it's an add-on, and I don't know where it's at here. I think it's about 30, 35, 40 bucks a month that it allows you to do Facebook Live, and you can do your presentation on Zoom and it'll be on Facebook Live. So I think you guys see, who do you see do that all the time? I did it once, but you'll see Mr. Cortez. If you ever see Cortez, he's doing a Facebook Live and he's doing that through Zoom. So if you want to do a Facebook Live where not only are you showing your face, but then you can switch and show your screen and show what's on your computer, that is through Zoom, but it is an extra fee to do that. So you'll need to contact the sales department at Zoom to be able to do that. Okay. Brian Bean does it as well. Absolutely. This tool is smooth. Like, there's other tools out there, but there's not a tool out there that's as smooth as this particular tool when it comes to that. So if you wanted to do a lot of training and you're showing people things on your computer, get Zoom and then get the feature that allows you to broadcast your Zoom to Facebook and to YouTube, because Zoom will do that. It'll do it to Facebook and YouTube. So you see Brian doing it. You see Cortez doing it. You'll spend a little money to do that, but those guys, you see that their teams are growing and they're using it all the time. So definitely take advantage of that. With that being said, I'm going to end the call. we'll stop the recording. And I don't